Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We have a new fragrance release from Tom Ford. It literally just hit the shelves. We're talking about the new Eau d'Ombre leather. Now I bought this. Whenever I found out that my local boutique had this in stock, I literally immediately drove there and bought it. And my sales associate Milton in the design district, so if you're in Miami, make sure to go see him if you want to try some Tom Ford fragrances, tried to have me smell the tester that they had in store, and I said no, I do not want to smell it. I want to do my first true impression, first time smelling it on camera. So we have the bag here and we're gonna open it up and do an unboxing. So yes, this is technically, I don't even think released yet. I know that Sephora had posted about it, but it's not available to purchase yet on their website. It just says that it's sold out. So I was very shocked and surprised when I called the Miami boutique and they said they had it in stock. They had just gotten it. So I've been doing a lot of detective work lately, trying to get my hands on these new releases, this and the new YSL Myself Les Parfums. So please do me a favor and hit the like button for all this intense detective work that I've been doing. So this is what the box looks like. And I did get to see the new bottle, so I know what it looks like, but let's go ahead and open this one up. So essentially what this flanker is meant to do is to be a smoother, lighter, kind of more like mild version of ombre leather with some like new added notes. Like I know they add vanilla in here that they say, quote, stokes a glowing leather accord, a sensual flame grounded in the landscape of rich amber and honeyed woods. So immediately, it's interesting kind of like hearing that, because you would think with the name Eau d'Ombre leather, eau being water, it's going to be like a lighter version. This is an eau de toilette concentration. You think that it's going to be like light and airy, but at the same time, hearing things like honeyed woods and vanilla, which no ombre leather has had vanilla before, you would think that it's going to be deeper, like honeyed woods and amber, right? So it's going to be interesting to smell it, but let's go ahead and open up the box. So you can see that the box kind of has this gray, like carbon fiber-esque kind of coloring to it. A little bit different than like the traditional black boxes, but let's go ahead and open it up. So this is what the bottle looks like. You can see that it's actually like a gray colored glass. It's not completely opaque like the other two bottles. And I actually really like the look of it. This has got to be my absolute favorite ombre leather bottle design yet. There's just something that feels chic about it. I feel like it looks a little bit classier, like dressier. I don't know. There's just something about shiny things I think that I like. But let's go ahead and spray it. I'll tell you guys the notes that are listed here. So we're going to be getting ginger and vanilla added to the overall like classic ombre leather note breakdown, what you expect when you smell ombre leather, which I love. You guys know some of my favorite notes, vanilla, ginger, especially for like a lighter, fresher scent. There's just something really fun about ginger. And of course I love vanilla, especially smelling it on a man. So I also wonder if this is going to make the scent a little more unisex as well. But the notes that are listed with the new Eau d'Ombre leather are ginger, cardamom, coriander, leather, vanilla, amberfix, and I'm guessing amber, considering they said a bed of amber, and maybe even honey because of those honeyed woods. Oh my gosh. Do it on the skin as well. Hopefully I don't have anything on my skin. Oh my gosh. Okay. On the skin. All right. Why am I getting something kind of like fucking fabulous in this? In a very, not in the same exact way. Like it just that like burst in the opening kind of reminded me of it. All right, definitely much airier and lighter. Not that I would say that ombre leather is necessarily like a dark, heavy scent. I feel like ombre leather and the parfum as well are both very wearable fragrances, very easy to wear, introductory, every single day type of leather fragrances. I don't think they're hard to wear at all, but this has like an additional airiness to it, and that's going to come from that ambroxan and the spices as well. There is definitely like an airier quality to it, and it doesn't feel quite as leather dominant. There is definitely leather in here, but like I was saying, I think that that's what reminds me of fucking Fabulous, is that it has more of that kind of like almondy airiness versus just being straight up leather. And I think I get that in this as well. Ooh, yeah, on the skin. Oh my gosh. Okay, I like this. Wow. It's like leather, but it's adding these kind of like Christmassy spices. There's something about this that I'm also kind of getting like, what is the best way to describe it? I don't want to say that it smells like other designer scents because it definitely doesn't, but there's something in here that's kind of giving me this spice that you find in like Stronger With You. Maybe Absolutely or Intensely. It's not really nutty. You might find something a little bit nutty, but overall it's something with those spices that's giving me almost kind of like a cider type of vibe. It's definitely a very ambery kind of spice scent, and the vanilla adds a lot of coziness to it. Wow, it's really interesting because I was thinking that this is going to be kind of like a summer take on ombre leather, like a fresher, like, oh, it's going to be lighter, it's going to be easier to wear in summer, which I think is true, but the scent profile is giving me fall and winter. Really interesting. It's really, really pretty. Wow. This has got to be, for me, just based off of the notes in this and how these spices are coming out, this is definitely going to be my favorite ombre leather. Like, I already know it. I really like the other two ombre leathers. I feel like just a classic eau de parfum ombre leather, very wearable. Like I said, just one of the best like everyday leather scents. It smells like a sexy cowboy, and the parfum is in that realm, but a little bit more classy, maybe a little bit more dressy. There is a little bit more going on. I think it has an extra violet leaf note added, but this is cozy. This is the type of scent that you really want to like snuggle up with. It's really cozy. I love these spices in here. And the vanilla as well. It's giving it almost like a very subtle kind of gourmand aspect, and it is kind of reminding me of how something is done. I just can't quite put my finger on it. There's something about the spices in this, honestly. It's giving me a little bit of Ginger Biscuit by Jo Malone, seriously, but just not as like intensely sweet and straight up gourmand as Ginger Biscuit. But yeah, those spices, that ginger, it's the same kind of ginger vibe in here, but this is going to be manlier. It's going to be more, not as sweet, a little more dimensional and more leather. Like, there's still going to be a big dose of a very clean leather. And I have to say as well that compared to the other ombre leathers, which I think they're kind of known for having a very slight kind of animalic undertone. I don't really get that, but I can see it. Because when I smell ombre leather, the eau de parfum, it makes me picture like a horse saddle. like I said, it makes me think of a sexy cowboy. So it kind of gives me that vibe. This does not do that at all. This is the opposite of a sexy cowboy. This is like a refined, rich CEO or something like that likes to wear a leather scent. So the leather is totally different. I'm gonna be doing a side-by-side comparison of all three probably this upcoming week, so look forward to that. Really interesting. Like, I was not expecting that at all. The scent profile is beautiful, very like autumn coated, wintry, but wearable in the summer. It's like the perfect scent if you're a guy that loves to wear kind of spicy, slightly darker scents. I wouldn't even say that this is really that dark. Even on my skin, it doesn't really come across as very dark. And I think that a lot of that kind of classiness is coming from the cardamom too. On my skin, I get a lot of cardamom. I feel like the stars of the show in this so far on my skin are cardamom and that vanilla and a little bit of spice. That ginger is very slight. The leather is there, but it's kind of underneath those notes. And the amberfix, that kind of ambroxan-ish note, is really helping make it airy. Like, I feel like this is going to be the type of fragrance that really floats in the air when you wear it. Like, it's just gonna follow you and leave a very sexy trail. This would be a crazy intoxicating scent trail. Like, absolutely stunningly delicious and gorgeous. This is really good. Seriously, based off of the first impression, This has got to be my favorite ombre leather. I mean, this is beautiful. And the skin is so cozy. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I'm trying to picture it right now. Like on a date, you have a very well-dressed man in front of you and he has this on his pulse points. It would drive a woman crazy. I can just picture the effect that this is going to have on the ladies because it's so cozy and comforting. It's like comforting in a very Christmassy, like happy mood type of way, but it's also like a killer Netflix and chill scent because it's not that strong smelling. Like I don't really feel like it's coming off of my skin that much, which I think was like the intended effect for this fragrance anyway. It's not meant to be a beast mode scent. It's eau d'ombre leather. It's supposed to be lighter, smoother, more like refreshing, easy to wear. I think they definitely pull that off with this, but at the same time, it's just, oh my gosh, like you just don't want to stop smelling it. Really addicting. It just feels so airy, so like, not even aromatic because it's not really that, like, it's not really blooming off of your skin. If anything, it's more like it's kind of melting into my skin and becoming like a second skin type of fragrance, which is very like, it's erotic, honestly, very sexy. People are going to eventually discover it when you come near. I don't think it's going to be one of those fragrances that really enters the room before you do. I mean, unless you spray like me and you just go to town doing like 20, 30 sprays, which a lot of people don't like to do. So if you're not one of those people, it's going to be softer performing, but it's gorgeous. Wow. Really, I was kind of expecting something different. And honestly, I didn't even look up the notes before I was filming this video, so I went into it really totally blind. But what I was expecting was something that was going to feel redundant. I was kind of expecting something very similar to ombre leather, the eau de parfum, something just like leather but light. I was not expecting this at all. They really took this DNA in a different direction with these spices. It's really, really pretty. It has this kind of masculine edge to it because of that leather, but it's really like a soft, clean suede leather, but actually this could be totally unisex. I mean, I know that ombre leather is unisex as well, and a lot of women like to wear ombre leather, but this is going to take it to the next level in terms of both genders being able to wear it. Definitely very unisex, like the vanilla and these creamy spices really make it something that a lot of women I think are going to like to wear, especially women like me that like to wear more androgynous, not necessarily totally masculine, but just something a little more like walking that unisex line versus over the top feminine, which I like to wear as well. It just depends on the mood of the day, I suppose. But this is something that I know that I'll really like to wear. Like it's kind of in the category if you're a woman like of Altair. It doesn't smell like Altair necessarily. It doesn't have like a floral aspect to it, but it has that same kind of like unisex capability that Altair has. So I really think we're gonna see a lot of women talking about this, saying that they love to wear it. Because I love to wear a lot of the like private line Tom Ford fragrances too. Like I love to wear Fucking Fabulous. I love to wear Oud Wood. I love to wear Tobacco Oud, fragrances like that, like deeper, kind of darker fragrances. This is right there. Really beautiful. And it might be the same cardamom that's found in Oud Wood. Like there is some sort of similarity feeling there. So I do think that they really nailed the description with this. 100% a sensual flame. I get the sensuality of this, and that amberiness is really beautiful. I also am getting something kind of like tonka bean-esque. There is something, just something added in here. I'm not exactly sure. In the honeyed woods, I don't really get anything too woody in this, but I do get something that is slightly resembling honey. And I think that maybe that's what I'm picturing when I'm thinking of that tonka bean, because there is something sweet in here. And I know it has the vanilla, but there's something a little bit more. And I can kind of picture this crystallized honey, but it's not too much. It's actually pretty subtle, and it's going to really blend into the background of the fragrance. Like you're not gonna smell it and think honey, because actually sometimes honey, if it's done in a certain way, can add an animalic tone to a fragrance, but it doesn't do it here. It's really just blending in with everything and giving it even more of a slightly gourmand push that I freaking like. This is gorgeous. I mean, wow. I'm speechless. I should just turn the camera off, but I am getting some similarities. It's almost like, in a way, and I could be totally nuts because I have not smelled this in a while, since like Christmas when I was wearing it nonstop. It almost smells to me as if this toned down was layered with oud wood and then with a little sprinkle of leather. That love child would be the new Eau d'Ombre leather, I think. Wow, I really like this. What an homage, like what a fantastic release. I approve. I already know that I'm gonna have a real obsession with this, and I probably should have bought a bigger bottle, honestly, because the more that I look at it, this 50 ml is starting to look smaller and smaller. But this is absolutely gorgeous, and I really like how this is smelling on my skin. It smells beautiful, and it's not really changing that much. It seems to be pretty linear. Yeah, it's really not transforming too much. If anything, it's just getting a little bit warmer on my skin. It's getting a little bit deeper, and the spices are they're coming off more creamy. Like as the fragrance is drying, I'm getting something more resinous and creamy, which I love. I absolutely love it. And I think that also the creaminess in this fragrance, the way that the spices are done, more in kind of like a semi-gourmand type of way versus like a super spicy, kind of like peppery way that's a little bit more masculine. I feel like that's also going to add to the fact that this fragrance can be worn by men and by women. I have no idea how this is going to perform, but you better believe that I'm going to be wearing this like right now. Let's go ahead and spray it. I am so excited to wear this and test this. And then in the next couple days, after a few good wears, I will do an updated video comparing this with the Eau de Parfum and the Parfum. I'm speechless. I'm so impressed. I don't know what's been happening, but it seems like the fragrance releases are just getting better, because I was a little worried how 2024 was going to go based off of the first like 6 months of the year. We really didn't get anything that good, but now it seems like the brands were holding out on us, and now we're gonna be seeing a lot of just amazing fragrance releases coming up. And I'm excited to see what else Tom Ford throws out this year. Just hopefully it's not going to be $500 freaking like some of their recent releases like Vanille Fatale and Vanilla Sex. It's atrocious. Oh, and I want to talk about the pricing on this as well, because this is part of a line that I think is very accessible, and I do appreciate that. So I paid, I think, 100, where's my receipt? Let's not think, let's fact check here. So I got the 50 ml bottle. I believe it only comes in a 50 and 100 as of now. For a 50 ml was $135. So it's still very pricey, very, very pricey, but it's not, you know, $450 for a 50 ml, which is what the price trends have been going with Tom Ford. So I do think that for the price it's worth it, especially if this has good performance, which I have a feeling that it might. I think that Embroxin and Brofix is really going to help the performance of this, because on my skin, it's not dying off. It's just getting stronger as the time goes by, which is a very good sign. I have a feeling this is gonna perform very well. Wow. I really, really like this because I love oud wood, and I don't know, there's something about it that feels familiar. I think it's that same cardamom. Wow, and I think it could even perform better than oud wood. This could be a great alternative to oud wood in 2024. If you don't want to spend those Tom Ford prices on the private line and you want something that's going to be stronger and last longer, Eau d'Ombre leather. Wow. Really great first impression. I feel like I just keep repeating myself over and over saying, wow, 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 but really, I'm truly impressed by it. And I'm very happy that I got the chance to get this bottle, and I'm also very happy that I bought it and I'm not let down by it. I think it's really beautiful. I love everything about it. I love the bottle, I love the notes, I love the way that it smells on my skin. It's something that you definitely need to try for yourself. I can't believe it. That's definitely going to be, for me, especially in Florida, a fall, autumn, winter staple, because I feel like this fragrance could easily work year round. I think it's gonna work really well in the hot weather. It's very airy and nice with a warmer side, but it's something that will work in the summer for summer nights. But for the fall and winter, this thing is going to shine. It's going to smell so incredibly good. So it's a great investment for that reason. I think it could be very versatile year-round. Really nice, especially if you love something with a hint of leather. Spice with a hint of leather. I'm gonna give it a solid 9. So I'm gonna wear that for the next few days. We're gonna get an update on its performance, and then I will do a side-by-side comparison of the 3 ombre leathers that I have. So look forward to that. That was just my first impression review of the new fragrance from Tom Ford, Eau d'Ombre Leather. What a very good surprise. Very happy with this purchase. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment below if you're excited to try Eau d'Ombre Leather. Do you like ombre leather? What is your favorite flanker? I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.